Good morning, everybody. Welcome to your movie morning for Thursday, December the 12th. That's right, everybody. We're just about ready to kick this week in the face. I hope you all are as excited as I am for that. We got a few news stories for you today. Not too many. We've got a brand new project from DC Studios, which is very exciting. I can't wait to talk about that. And we got a handful of some headlines that we're going to get into. So hope you're ready for some fun movie news to get you going this morning. I'm going to take a quick sip of my drink. Have I talked about how good this mug is? Alright. Let's get into it. Story number one. Clayface movie is officially underway at DC Studios with Mike Flanagan writing. I am extremely excited for this news. Mike Flanagan is fantastic. If you've seen Haunting of Hill House, Bly Manor, Midnight Mass, maybe my favorite series of the past 5 years. Just absolutely phenomenal. Like anything Mike Flanagan does, I'm there. I don't even care what it is. It's so good. This comes from Adam B. Very over at Variety. Says, fresh off the success of the HBO series, the Penguin DC Studios has officially greenlit a feature film centered around Clayface, the shape-shifting Batman villain, from a script written by Dr. Sleep filmmaker Mike Flanagan. According to a source with direct knowledge of the production, plot details are scarce, but filming is expected to begin early next year. Matt Reeves and Lynn Harris will produce through their company 6th and Idaho Productions. Curious, Matt Reeves is helping produce this. Does that mean that it's a part of the Batman epic crime saga, I think is what they're calling it? Or is it in DC Studios? Because if it's in DC Studios, and James Gunn has said that, he wants people playing the same characters that they're going to play in live action, that they'll play in animation, so on and so forth, then we all already know Alan Tudyk is playing Clayface in an episode of Creature Commandos. So does that mean that Alan Tudyk's getting ready to get a starring role in a Clayface movie? Because that would be fantastic. Flanagan, who first pitched DC Studios on a Clayface project back in 2023, tweeted in 2021 that he was really keen to do a standalone Clayface movie as a horror/thriller/tragedy. But he has already committed to write and direct a new take on The Exorcist for Universal through Blumhouse and Morgan Creek. And he's also developing a series adaptation of Stephen King's novel Carrie for Amazon MGM Studios. So DC has been on the hunt for a director to take the reins, and an announcement is imminent. A representative for DC Studios had no comment. Clayface, one of the earliest Batman antagonists, has passed through several iterations since he was introduced in 1940 as a washed-up actor who turns to crime wearing the clay-like mask of a character he once played. The character's shape-shifting abilities were first introduced in 1961 and has been portrayed in many live-action and animated Batman adaptations, including by Ron Perlman on Batman the Animated Series in the 90s, by Brian McManaman on the 2010s Fox series Gotham, and most recently by Alan Tudyk on Max's animated comedy Harley Quinn. Now, yes, he does play Clayface on Harley Quinn, but he is also playing a different version of Clayface for Creature Commandos, so just keep that in mind. The decision to greenlight the project is the strongest signal yet that DC Studios co-chiefs James Gunn and Peter Safran intend the studio to incorporate a wide assortment of storytelling tones. One of the main things I want to establish is that you can do anything at DC Studios, Gunn recently told Variety while discussing his animated series Creature Commandos, the first official title in the new DC universe. We can make complete family fare. We can make something that's for general audiences like Superman. We can make something that's violent and sexual. like this. It's about creating a world in which we can tell the story about, one type of character in different genres. So, very, very interesting that we are getting the next bit of DC Studios information here, and in that it's a Clayface movie. I shudder to think that it's in the Batman epic crime saga universe, because that's going for a certain type of realism. Granted, Clayface, like the story just told us, began as just like a regular actor wearing like a clay mask. So I mean, like, there's a way Matt Reeves could make that work in a more realistic way. That being said, Mike Flanagan, monsters, horror, I definitely see the more shape-shifting version of Clayface being what Flanagan would be into. Granted, I don't know the guy. I could be totally wrong. But just given his body of work, I feel like body horror Clayface definitely makes more sense for a Mike Flanagan written script for Clayface. But man, that's insane. I'm so excited about this. Again, if you've not seen Midnight Mass, try and go in without knowing anything. I think it's 6 episodes. Each one's maybe an hour. So, I mean, you can knock it out in an afternoon. But, God, it's so good. I love that show. And, I mean, Hill House, Bly Manor. I mean, both of those are fantastic. And Dr. Sleep. Honestly, Maggie and I, we watched Dr. Sleep a couple of years ago. And I had seen bits and pieces of The Shining. I hadn't watched it all the way through. But we watched The Shining, and then we watched Dr. Sleep, like, I think a week later. And, like, I was shocked at how great of a follow-up it is to The Shining. And yet works on its own. And yet also works as a sequel to the book, which is totally different from the movie. It's just wild. Mike Flanagan, just fantastic filmmaker. Very excited by this. An Alan Tudyk Clayface would be my preferred version. I would love to see live action Alan Tudyk become, a giant CGI Clayface. But yeah, this is so interesting. Which, I mean, James Gunn even said, Gods and Monsters was the title of the first, chapter of the DCU or whatever the heck they're calling it. So yeah, I'm kind of just talking about this off the top of my head because I haven't really had time to digest it yet. But first thoughts is just, I think it sounds great. I mean, Mike Flanagan, possibly Alan Tudyk, Clayface, seeing another Batman villain that we haven't really seen done like this in a movie. I'm down for all of it. I think it sounds just awesome. It's a good time. We're at the very beginning of the DCU. It's kind of got that air of excitement and not mystery, but like, it feels like anything's possible. And I mean, the more stuff they announce, the more insane it is, and the more possible everything feels. Like, I really think at some point we're going to get a Cadbury Cricket movie. God, I don't know if I would love that or hate it, but just that it would exist would be just perfect. It'd be perfect. All right, let's move into story number 2. The rest of these are going to be just kind of quick headlines. But Kraven the Hunter has officially hit Rotten Tomatoes. It debuted with 9% score on Rotten Tomatoes. This is lower than Madam Web. So this is from Discussing Film. I believe the score has gone up and down a bit. I think it's right now leveled out at about 12 to 15%, I want to say. I know it got as high up as 19%. But obviously the more reviews come in, the more the score kind of teeters a little bit. Still, obviously, 9%, not great. I have no idea about this movie, man. Like, it's gonna be bad, right? Like, I talked about this, I think, yesterday. I want to be surprised. I hope that it's a fantastic movie. I'm not expecting that at all. But, I'm willing to be floored by this. We are going to watch it on Saturday, and it's gonna be the end of the Sony universe, one way or the other. It's the end. So, will it go out on a high note, or will it just whimper and die? That's what we're gonna find out. Let me know in the chat. Are you looking forward to Kraven the Hunter? Do you think it'll be better than 9% suggests that it would be? And I also didn't mention this. Let me know what you think about the Alan Tudyk Clayface movie, if that's what we get. Or what you would like to see out of a Clayface movie. Let me know that. Put in the comments below. Alright, next up we got from Culture Crave via Phase Hero. Marvel Zombies officially premieres on October 3rd, 2025. It has 4 episodes and is rated TVMA. So this is the animated Marvel Zombies spin-off from What If. What If? And it's going to be our October show, which makes sense. I'm assuming they'll release it weekly. It starts on October 3rd. 3 plus 28 is 31. So season finale on October 31st, Halloween seems likely. But I could be totally wrong there. Marvel Zombies, I liked that episode of What If. What If has been very hit or miss for me. The episodes I really like, and the episodes I don't like, I just would not watch. I would rather just turn it off. I feel like last season was a bit more equal throughout. Season 2, I feel like it was just a better quality. Maybe it was just the way it was released, how it was all like back to back to back, as opposed to weekly. Season 1 just really did not work for me. And like the art style, I feel like season 2 kind of worked itself out a little bit better. But yeah, I'm curious about a Marvel Zombies series. I love the Marvel Zombies comic, specifically the first one, that kind of retells the Galactus storyline. But with the Marvel Zombies being there, I think that's actually a lot of fun. So yeah, I'm down. I mean, it's almost a year away, so we'll see how it goes. Next up, via discussing film through Deadline, a live-action Tangled remake is in the works at Disney. Michael Gracie of The Greatest Showman is in talks to direct. The Greatest Showman, fantastic. If you've watched Hopefully Awesome for any amount of time, you'll know I'm not a big fan of circus stuff. Typically, circus-themed shows and movies just don't hit for me. Hero Season 4, The Cape being 2 of the most obvious ones. The most recent Dumbo live-action movie. So, typically, not a fan of circus stuff. But The Greatest Showman was phenomenal. Absolutely adore that movie. I actually tried to watch it on a plane. Me and Maggie, we went and saw it in theaters, but then I was trying to watch it on a plane later and literally couldn't. Got like 10 minutes in, and like his little girl starts singing the song that he sang when he was a kid. I close my eyes and like that, started bawling my eyes out, like hardcore. I don't know if it was just the airplane, lack of sleep. I don't know what was going on, but I looked at Maggie. I was like, I literally cannot watch this right now. I've got to find something else. And we watched The Fugitive instead, and it was fantastic. Obviously, The Fugitive, it's a wonderful movie. So good. But back to the story at hand. Live action Tangled is happening. I'm not surprised. I mean, it makes sense. I guess part of me thought maybe Frozen would be sooner than Tangled, just because of, you know, Frozen's footprint in Disney. But then again, maybe that's why they're holding off. They don't think they can milk Tangled much more. So, like, let's put it in another realm. I could see that. Here's what I would want. And I've said this about the animated stuff for a while now. But go ahead and just make a shared universe. You know? Let Tangled be your start. You can add in, you know, Frozen. You got Arendelle. Because, you know, there's that theory that Anna and Elsa's mom and dad were actually going to Rapunzel's coronation or whatever, and that's why they were out on that boat and the boat sank. And then there was talk of where her, Rapunzel, and Flynn are at, like, the Elsa's coronation or whatever. So I mean, yeah, just why not? Why not? Give us a Disney shared universe, you know? I mean, at this point, I don't know. Who do you want to play? I mean, I'm assuming we're not going to get the original voice actors to play them. I really hope we don't. Specifically for, I can't even think of his name now, but Chuck, Shazam. I don't want him live action version of this. Hopefully we'll get somebody like, I don't know, Timothy Chalamet and Zendaya or something. This sounds like the worst casting. Like, just off the top of my head. It just doesn't seem... I guess, I don't know if she can sing. What's her name? From Madam Web. Cannot think of her name. I can't think of her name. But maybe her, if she can sing. And you know what? Just have it be the exact same cast from Anyone But You. You know, get Glenn Powell in here. I'd watch the crap out of that. I went so quick, I would watch that. Oh my god. Alright, next up. From Culture Crave, and this is actually our last story today, everybody. So, Aardman, a production company, is developing a Pokémon project that is releasing in 2027. If you're watching the video version of this, you can see that there's actually an image that they've made, or I guess a stop motion animation that they've made of two, like, claymation balls, the one white, one red, kind of bounces on the screen, then they merge and become a Pokeball. And so if you don't know who Aardman is, I didn't know, so I had to look it up. But they're the Wallace and Gromit people. So, you know, Chicken Run, all that stuff. They're making a Pokemon project. No word on what that is, if it's going to be a live action, or not live action, if it's going to be like a feature film or a short or whatever. The fact that it's not coming out until 2027 leads me to think it'll probably be a feature film. And, you know, I'm down for that. We got Detective Pikachu. It was fun. Obviously, we've had the anime for years. But a claymation movie, I'm not the biggest Wallace and Gromit guy. Honestly, I find them to be a bit just not my cup of tea. Like, I can get down with stop motion, claymation, but just, I don't know, I just don't really care for them. Don't like the vibes. It's a little too good, I guess. It's a little too nice. You know, it's just hard for me to enjoy it. Now, I'm sure if my daughter, you know, or son, either one of them, if they wanted to watch it, I'd probably really enjoy it while being forced to watch it. But yeah, a Pokemon project from them. I mean, I'm just glad that they're getting, like, obviously they know how to make a good project, whatever the case may be. You know, so getting, like, talented people to make good things with vision, like, that's what I want, you know? Of course, I still want more live action Pokemon stuff. Obviously. I mean, that goes without being said. But, you know, I'll take this as well. And if it's anything like, I saw some people floating around the Pokemon Concierge series that was on Netflix. And dude, that is just a very chill, just great show. It's all of like 4 episodes, I think. I think I watched it in like one sitting. But it's just, the vibes are so chill. God, I love that show. So I mean, if it's in the same vein as that, count me in. I am all in. But let me ask you, are you all in on a claymation Pokemon show, movie, whatever it may be? Did you like Chicken Run? Let me know in the comments. That's obviously most important here. All right, everybody. That's like I said, short and sweet today. Got just a handful of stories for you. Of course, we'll be back tomorrow morning, to discuss the weekend new releases coming out and see what other news may fall. Again, join us tonight live at about 8:15. We'll be watching another one of these VHS tapes tonight, right here on youtube.com/hopefullyawesome. But that is going to wrap it up for me this morning, everybody. I hope you have a great day today. Stay warm out there. Thanks for watching. And as always, have a hopefully awesome day.